The Juke has been a polarizing car since its launch by Nissan in 2010. In one camp, you have the people that hate it for its weird looks. And then you have the enthusiasts who recognize the sheer brilliance of this car. I'm one of those enthusiasts. I love this car. Now, Nissan, recognizing the fans, put the Juke in the hands of its NISMO tuner department, who gave it more power and better handling. Let's take a look at the 2013 Nissan Juke NISMO and check the tech. The Juke is a compact SUV, and it does have some funky looks. It's got these round headlights down here, then these blinker lights that sit up in their own casings up above the level of the hood. As a NISMO, you can only get this car in black, red, or white. And in either case, it's got these red mirror caps. It also has these 18-inch alloy wheels with this nice finish on it. There's also aerodynamics on the car that Nissan says gives it 37% more downforce than a regular Juke. That's going to help you in the cornering. Under the hood, we've got a lot of plumbing on this engine here. Underneath all this is a 1.6-liter block, not very big, but it produces 197 horsepower. That's 9 more than the standard Juke, even though it's really the same engine. What helps Nissan get this kind of power out of this thing is it's got direct injection, so the fuel delivery is a lot more efficient than in a port injection car. Also, we have a turbocharger on here. It's the same turbo as the standard Juke, so all that extra power actually comes from the NISMO tuner department chipping the engine, just reprogramming the software to get more power out of it. It also has 184 foot-pounds of torque. Now with this small engine, you get pretty good fuel economy too. That's 27 miles per gallon city, 32 miles per gallon highway for the manual version. With all-wheel drive in the CVT, you take 2 off. As part of the NISMO package, you get these sport seats here. They've got this pseudo suede on here, this kind of synthetic suede. And they've got these bolsters too, which are decent. They're not too high that it makes it difficult to get in the car. Also, we have a manual transmission in this car. And that's the biggest compromise in the Juke NISMO, is that the manual transmission, 6-speed, only comes with front-wheel drive. Nissan also offers an all-wheel drive system for this car, which has torque vectoring across the rear wheels, so it'll give you fantastic handling, but you can only get that car, the all-wheel drive system, with a continuously variable transmission. Now, Nissan does an excellent CVT, and they even put this one in the hands of their NISMO tuner department to give it, or hopefully give you extra power, make sure it's always in your power band. But I don't know, for racing around and stuff like that, I'm not sure if a CVT is going to do it. You're probably going to want the manual, but then you can't get the all-wheel drive. It's a compromise. Another really cool thing about the Juke that we also see in this Juke NISMO is D mode. We get this little panel down here, and if I push the climate button, it shows the normal climate controls, the temperature, all that good stuff. Then I hit D mode, and all the buttons change, the screen changes, and you can set it between normal, sport, and eco. Now, sport and eco might not sound too revolutionary. You see that in a lot of cars. But in this one, the sport mode not only changes the throttle response, it also changes the steering response. That's something Nissan can do because they use electric power steering in this car. So put it in sport mode, it actually sharpens up the steering as well as the throttle response. You bring it in an eco mode, steering stays the same, throttle response is reduced, so supposedly you're not going to use as much gas, and the air conditioning is actually detuned as well, so it won't be quite as powerful, but you'll save more gas that way as well. And the sport mode, changing the steering and the throttle tuning, you only see that in cars like BMWs and Audis that cost twice what this Juke costs, so that's a really good value. And we also have a navigation system in this car. This is about an $1,100 option, and I don't know, I really don't like this system. It's SD card based, but even though it's based on flash memory, the maps really refresh pretty slowly. And the screen size is tiny. When you're under route guidance, you get very small graphics telling you where to turn. It'd be easy to get lost if you're in an unfamiliar city with a lot of junctions. It does show traffic, and it does try to reroute you around bad traffic problems, so I like that. I would really hesitate to get this option. Now, the advantage is that when you plug in an iPod or a USB stick to this USB port down here, then you get the full music library on the screen. For USB drive, you just get file and folder arrangement, but with an iPod in there, then you get the full artists, albums, genres, all that good stuff. What's really missing in this car with navigation or without, is Bluetooth audio streaming. Now that's a big feature that Nissan left out in this car. We also have Rockford-Fosgate audio system. That's pretty nice. It's got the regular 6 speakers, then we also have a powered subwoofer. And as you'd expect with Rockford-Fosgate, there's a lot of bass response. It really pumps. This manual is pretty good. I've definitely felt tighter manuals, ones that really just slot into each spot on the gate easier, tighter with a little more, a better feel. This one's a little bit loose. Now if I put it in eco mode, maybe I could maximize that fuel economy. Eco mode brings down the acceleration tuning a lot. That throttle just doesn't tip in. It takes a while to build up speed. Steering stays the same as a normal mode. As far as the throttle goes, that lighter tuning kind of makes me think that merging or passing, it's going to take a while to build up speed. When I put it in sport mode, that's where the fun starts. You can feel the steering really tighten up with that sport tuning mode. I like that a lot. And then the throttle becomes a lot more sensitive. The ride quality is always a little bit rough because it's got this NISMO suspension tuning. So you sort of, I don't know, feel that ride on a rough road. It's really going to make you're going to feel it through the seats. It's not the most comfortable thing, but it does make cornering great. It does really improve its handling in the corners, keeps the car really flat, and it makes it really rotate nicely around the apexes. It's a fun car, and I would think on an autocross track, this thing would be a blast. Now let's price out our 2013 Juke NISMO. $23,750 delivered. Now $11,770 gets you that navigation system and the Rockford-Fosgate audio system. I would probably go aftermarket with that stuff because you don't get a lot of features. The sound is good, but you don't get Bluetooth audio streaming. So you can get more features if you go aftermarket with that stuff. $23,750 is about competitive in the hatchback segment. You'd get more power from a Ford Focus ST, but this car is a lot of fun, and I especially like that tunable steering and throttle control.